Which of the following options best establishes the point made in the second paragraph? Let us look at the second paragraph. The second line says, Simons actually knew many of the writers he chronicles personally and can tell you from the first-hand experience how certain authors behaved or wrote. In the third line he writes, yet he writes with quite enough perspective and critical insight to situate his near contemporaries in their proper sequence and relation to each other. He writes about literary style and a writer's aesthetic extremely well, in the process clarifying the aims and techniques of some very recondite writers even in the original French. Let us look at the options. Option A. Simon's writing was lucid enough to bring in both his personal knowledge and his critical understanding of many writers of the symbolist movement. This seems to be correct because it talks of both the aspects, that is, he personally knew the writers and also that he had enough perspective and critical insight to write a critique about these writers. Let us look at the other options also. Option B. No better interpreter of the symbolists could be found than Arthur Symons because of his personal friendship with many writers of the movement. The passage does not comment on how good Arthur Symons is in relation to the other interpreters or other critiques of symbolists. So option B is incorrect. Option C. The symbolist writers were a restless and eccentric group that needed to be so in order to bring out the essential characteristics of their subject. The passage only talks about, and that particular paragraph only talks about two writers and their eccentricities. So we cannot conclude this line about all the symbolist writers. So option C will also be incorrect. Option D. By being a part of the symbolist era, Simons could gather his perspective at close quarters and reveal his understanding in accordance with readers' interest. The first part of the line may be correct, but the second part which says it revealed his understanding in accordance with readers' interest. This is incorrect because the passage does not comment upon the fact whether Simons' revelations were in accordance with readers' interest or were they against it. So option D is also incorrect, and the correct answer to this question is option A.